Hey everyone. Okay, so in my video you guys said you wanted to see some of me foraging out for some of my supplies. So it's a cold day and I am like dressed in, I don't have proper winter hiking clothes. This is a new thing for me, so I'm realizing that now that the weather has changed, I need to go shopping for some appropriate cool weather outdoor gear. But I wanted to come out today. The past several days we have had a lot of rain. And one thing that rain is good for are mushrooms. And later on I will have to show you the color yarn that I just achieved from some kind of variety of Cortinarius mushroom. I'm pretty sure that what I have is Cortinarius semi-sanguineus, something like that. My pronunciation, I have no idea. So I had found some in a spot maybe about 5 minutes from my house, and I wanted to come back here today, this afternoon, for a few hours and see if I could find any more now that there has been some rain. So I wanted to show you, because I just found a couple, I wanted to show you this innocent looking mushroom here is what I am after, and that is because if you look underneath the cap, do you see we have like a bright red gills, kind of almost as red as my coat, right? I'm gonna flip the video around so that I can show you a few things, but this is what I am hoping to find a whole bunch of today. So wish me luck. Okay, so I found this one just right on the ground here. And you know, it's really hard to tell with these brown mushrooms what they're going to be. But as soon as I lifted it out of the ground and saw underneath the gills, you see those red gills? So this is in fact a Cortinarius semi-sanguineus mushroom. And depending on how many of these you have in your dye pot will determine what shade of red you can get. I ended up with a very dark corally orange that is just beautiful. And so in order to recreate more of that yarn and the color that I'm after, reds and oranges, I need to find more of this. So let's see, I've got just a little Ulta shopping bag here. I'm telling you, my gear is not, you know, anything fancy, but I see these two mushrooms here, and I'm hoping that, because this is right in the same spot, I'm hoping that these are also Cortinarius semi-sanguinea. So let's see. And we have a winner. Do you see those red gills? So I am going to collect both of these for dyeing yarn. Look at that. And we're gonna go try to find some more. So guys, what I am looking for for this particular mushroom, these are so hard to find. So there is one in this view, and I just uncovered it. What I have to do is brush away all of these pine needles. And so I found one over here. These are very difficult. They're very tricky to find because you really have to brush away all the stuff on the forest floor. So it's not like you can just, you know, find these things. So this particular mushroom I know to be present in places where there are conifer trees. So we want to have like, this is a mixed woods of oak and pine. So I am finding the sections of this forest here that have a bit more pine to them. I just found this little pine cone here. Look at that cute little mushroom growing out of it. It's really sweet. Owen will like that. I think I'll take that just to show Owen. So yeah, there's a lot of squatting on the ground and just kind of brushing along the floor. I'm not really finding any more, so I'm going can probably scoot to another area. Whew, my legs are starting to burn from squatting. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I was getting frustrated, and now I just finally found this nice little clump. I'm so excited about these. I want to take some pictures before I pick them. But yeah, usually where there is one, if you keep checking that area, there's bound to be more. It's just uncovering them and finding them. It's like they play this big game of hide and seek, and you just have to be really determined. But it's such a great dye mushroom that it is worth it. It's a little cold out here today. It's like 46 degrees or something, but it is so worth it when you see the color. Okay, so it turns out that these are not the semi-sanguineous. These are different kinds of Cortinarius. We've got a more brownish orangish gills underneath. So these will still give us a nice colored dye, so we're still gonna take these. All right guys, so I'm still out here, not having too much luck, but I just came across this mushroom here, and it's an interesting looking one. I don't know what it is, so I wanted to show you how to identify mushrooms a little bit. So this has like a really waxy cap, and the underside has these bright yellow gills. So I have an app. I'm gonna take pictures of both sides of this and use it as a starting point to figuring out what this might be. So I'll keep you guys posted because it's kind of interesting. So I'm not sure what this one is. I don't know that it's a dye mushroom, but I'm gonna take it. I don't think my app is identifying it correctly, so I'm gonna take it and get some better pictures of it later and see if I can get an identification of this one for you guys. Climb this big hill. It's deeper than it looks on camera, actually. I was walking and I found this little painted rock that somebody left here. Owen would like for me to take this for him, so I'm going to pick this up and put a smile on his face when I pick him up for theater. This is really cute. It's just like a rock painted all different colors. Owen will love it. You guys, I am heading out. I'm unfortunately not having the best luck today looking for mushrooms. I think there's just so many leaves that have fallen. It is kind of difficult to search for things. I'm trying to kind of keep my eye out and talking to the camera at the same time. Yeah, but I do have to get home to take Owen to theater, so I have to make sure he's got to leave as soon as his bus drops him off. So I do have to make sure that I find my way out of here. I'm only a 5-minute drive away, but yeah, I've got to make sure that I'm back. So I will catch up with you guys later. All right, guys, I'm back home now. So, it wasn't a total bust. What you see in this bag, rather than a whole bunch of those Cortinarius mushrooms I was hoping to collect, I found a whole slew of oak galls to add to my collection. So oak galls are growths that occur on oak trees, and they fall, and it's like a wasp larva. And once the wasp exits, then these formations fall to the ground eventually. But these let me see if I pick one up here. So these are hollow. There's always like a little hole where the wasp exits. And here's one that some sometimes you find them in like pieces like that. So it kind of looks like this inside. So, oh, sorry about my finger there. So what you do is you crush these, and this is extremely high in tannins. So these can be used as a mordant, particularly on cellulose fibers. It's the best kind of mordant to use on a cellulose fiber, which is great because it's completely natural. And then if you do an iron after bath, you can get pretty deep grays, almost blacks. So this is kind of how we're going to get some of the darker colors. So yeah, found a bunch of that. I found one mysterious tooth fungi mushroom. So it might be some kind of hydnellum that, that's kind of what I've been getting those greens out of. Only one that I found, so yeah. So yeah, not the greatest haul, not the worst, but let's go inside and get changed into some more presentable looking clothes and get the boy to theater when he gets home. Hey guys, so I just wanted to share quickly that Cortinarius yarn that I got. So yeah, those mushrooms with the red caps, if I had had more of them, I would have probably gotten a little bit more red in there. But I think I had a mix of variety of mushroom as well. So I got like a really gorgeous, Owen absolutely loves this color because it's a beautiful orange. And then out of the second dye bath, I got kind of a peachy color. It looks a little pink in this light here. And then this one here, it does have color to it. It's just really hard to tell in this light, but it's like a hint of peach. It's really hard to tell. I'll have to get that in the natural light, but I do have to head out right now. And yeah, and then this dark green here, that was with those like tooth fungi, that hydnellum mushroom. It's so beautiful. So, all right, time to get the boy off the bus and get him to theater. Daddy found Bunny! Yay! Bunny! Bunny was missing. Bunny was missing. Aww. Mouse has her friend back. You ready to go to theater?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I just dropped Owen off at theater, and I am sitting in the car, and I'm going to work on knitting the Musselburgh hat. So since my podcast, I actually ripped out basically a lot of it, all the way back until the where the increases ended. I checked my gauge. I was wondering, why did this hat look so huge? I mean, Bryce has a really big head, but it was like so big. So I checked my gauge, and you know, the gauge that I based the size on was 7 stitches per inch. Well, I had managed to loosen up all the way to 5 stitches an inch, which obviously was not going to work. And I think that the reason that ended up happening is because I stretched it so that I could just knit in the round on the needles without doing the magic loop thing. And so that stretched my stitches out, because these are like 24-inch cable needle. And so it was kind of a stretch to make it work, but I am now back to just doing magic loop. So I'm not trying to spread my stitches out to just have an easy in knitting in circles experience. I am doing magic loop and yeah, squishing it up. And I think my gauge is a lot better. It is looking like a much more normal sized hat now for my husband. Still would be very big on me. So I'm gonna just sit in here and knit while he is in rehearsal. That's what I do on theater days. So he is in rehearsal actually for Frozen Kids, and he is playing Olaf. So he's got I think 3 rehearsals left, and then the Monday and Tuesday after Thanksgiving is his show. So we're like super excited. This time we're allowed to watch in the theater. Last year, because of COVID, they were recording them and we weren't allowed in, so the kids would go in the theater and record and then we would like get a link to watch it on YouTube. So this is going to be much more exciting to be able to see him perform in person. And yeah, so that's coming up, so that's exciting. And yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and knit and listen to a podcast. Catch up with you guys later.
Not one setup.
So now it's after dinner and I've got my autumn leaves heating up on the stove. So this is my dye bath for this evening. I might get another one going too. I've got, let's see, I have, turn the light on. I've got an exhaust bath in here. You can't really see it. That is from some hydnella mushrooms, and I've been dyeing some greens with that. So I've got some yarn in there that I need to pull out and see what kind of color, if there's anything left in that dye bath. So if that one is exhausted, I will start another dye bath tonight as well as this one. I'm just checking in on my dye bath here. This has been simmering for more than an hour now, and it is, well, now it's hard to see because of all the steam. Ooh, but it is like turning a nice amber color in there. We're getting a lot of saturation of color. So yeah, this is great. I'm gonna keep on letting it simmer for a while, and then I'll probably let this one cool overnight before I strain the leaves out.